Purpose is defined as the original reason for the existence of a thing. Purpose is the original reason why a thing was made. Purpose is defined as the original intent for the existence of a thing. In other words, every manufacturer makes a product with an intention in his mind that he wanted it to fulfill. When God created you and me, he had an intent behind his motivation. There was something he wanted that required the product. There's something God wanted to do on earth that required a female. And there's something God wanted on earth that required a male. And both of those things were different. So you had to make the products different. You are what you are, how you are, and who you are because of why you are. There's something God wanted. Purpose is the key to fulfillment and preservation. That means if a product or a thing discovers its purpose and fulfills it, it will be fulfilled and also it will be protected. If I bought a VCR machine today, take it home, and put it in the bathtub in water, what will happen to it? It will malfunction. Yes. In other words, I will be abnormally using it, abusing it, because I'm not using it for the purpose it was created for. That's the same thing that happens to anything that is not used for its original purpose. It is not preserved, it is destroyed, and it doesn't fulfill its reason for being. That's important for you to understand, because a woman, if you don't know why God created you and what he wanted you to do and why he gave you your uniqueness, then you will keep on experimenting with your life, abusing your life, and eventually you will destroy yourself. And what we keep doing is we keep taking God's product to unauthorized dealers to get it fixed. And that's why we got lesbianism so strong, because women go into the wrong people for counsel. You know, it's incredible to me. You go to a psychologist to get help with your marriage, and a psychologist has been married 4 times. Oh, come on, think about this. Where's your brain? If the psychologist has information that can help you, how come their marriage didn't work? You see, we keep going to the wrong, unauthorized dealers. We read all kinds of interesting books, but we don't read the manual. And so we get other people's opinions rather than the manufacturer's truth. And that's why it's so important in this conference, to bring women back to the manufacturer's manual so that they can hear what the manufacturer says about them. God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female he created them. God made them different. Male and female. Created them. Let us make what? Man. He's referring to the species. In other words, God had a lot of different species already on the earth. He had, fish. There's species of fish, he had birds, he had reptiles, and then he had the animal kingdom, different species in that kingdom. He said, now let us make finally my crowning species. He called the whole species man. Man is the name God gave to the species. The species that God's making is a spirit species. Spirits, he called them all man. So man is a created spirit, and he has God's nature. The species is called man, and this man species is a spirit species, and that species has God's image. The word image means spirit, nature, or moral character. God made this species out of his own spirit, and it possesses its very nature, his very character, and he called this creature, this whole species, man. Man possesses God's nature. That means when this creature doesn't act like God, that is called unnatural. That's why whenever you are afraid, you are not acting like God. That's why God tells you to not be afraid. Why? You're not normal. God is afraid of nothing. And you came out of the same material. So when you are afraid, you actually short circuit. You are abnormal when you are afraid. Be not afraid. He is like you the spirit of what? Fear. Spirit of what? Power. That's what he got. Love. That's what he is. And a sound mind. That's what he possesses. Whatever he got, you got. Man is the name God gave to the species. And the species has no gender. Spirits have no gender. Nowhere in this book will you find any reference from Genesis to the maps to a male or female spirit. It doesn't exist in this book. Read this Bible back to back and you'll never find any reference to a female or a male spirit. It doesn't exist, because spirits don't have genders. Spirits have no gender. That's why spirits don't marry. In the spirit world, there's neither marrying nor giving in marriage. Why? Because they are like the angels. There's no gender. You are man. That's why when the Bible speaks to you, God doesn't talk to male or female. Read the Bible carefully. He talks to man. The physical assignment that God gave, he gave it to a spiritual being. What's the spiritual assignment? The physical assignment is, let them have dominion over the earth. Earth is physical. Who's he talking to? Man. Man is what? Spirit. He's giving a spirit a physical assignment. Now the problem is, a spirit is in a different realm than the physical world. Matter of fact, a spirit cannot appreciate physical things. So God gave a spirit being a physical assignment. Now here's the problem. The man cannot carry out the assignment because he is in the supernatural realm with God. So what does God do? God now has performed a second creative process found in chapter 2. But now in chapter 1, he summarized it in verse 27. He says, so God created man in his own image, in his likeness, and he made them what? Male and female. So the Bible says God created you and he made you. He did two different things, two different Hebrew words used. Why? A part of you came from something and a part of you came from nothing. Now, what part came from nothing? It's the part where he spoke to himself. He didn't use material around him to create the spirit of man. He went inside his own spirit and pulled out a part of his own spirit and called it man. You get it after I'm gone. This is too serious. In other words, God created you. He didn't use any material around him. God spoke to you and said, man, come forth. That's why God said, let us bring forth this one. So you came out of God. That's why you got the very essence of his nature. You don't have a spirit, you are a spirit, and you are just like the nature of the one you came out of. God created you. He didn't use any material around him. God spoke to you and said, man, come forth. That's why God said, let us bring forth this one. So you came out of God. That's why you got the very essence of his nature. You don't have a spirit, you are a spirit, and you are just like the nature of the one you came out of. That's why when Christ died for you, the price for you was not really to improve your value. Please buy this tape, I'm talking too fast. The price he paid for you was the exact price you were worth. Christ didn't die for you to improve your value. He died for you because that's what you were worth the death of God.